If you ever wondered how to save multiple records in Power Apps temporarily without saving to the database yet, this lesson is for you because we are going to build a basic to-do list where we are going to get data from the inputs and store in a temporary table that's called collection. This video is part of a complete course that you can find in the pinned comments. Let's go to the lesson. Hi there! In the previous lesson, we learned how to store single values in variables. We used set to create a global variable and update context to create a context or local variable. Now, what if you want to save records? And by records, I mean a table with rows and columns, more than one information at a time, store multiple values. For this, we have collections. They are going to be very important across our apps because we use them to save some data temporarily before submitting to the data source or to edit locally and manipulate data locally. And to understand this, we are going to build a very simple to-do example where we are going to add tasks to a collection, to a temporary table. So let's create a blank screen and then we can start from scratch. The idea here is to have two inputs, one that's a text input with the task text and one is a toggle, so we can mark as completed or not before adding to the temporary data, to the collection. So let's insert these two inputs now in our blank screen. Let's insert a text input, that's going to be the task text. Let's insert a checkbox, that's going to be the completed or not. So the label for this one, I'll put completed. And let's insert a button to add this task to the collection, to the temporary table. So in this button, let's add an add icon and change the text to add task. Now what we want to do is every time I fill something here, a task name, for example, clean the kitchen, then I can select if it's completed or not and click on add task to a temporary table that will be stored locally in the memory of the app, so I can keep track of all the tasks. And then later, of course, I can submit this to some data source, such as SharePoint lists or any database. But the idea here is to understand this part of the temporary table that we have in the app. Well, when I click in the add task, I want to add a row with two values, the task text and the status, to a temporary table. So here on this button, we are going to call this function that's called collect. This will add items to a temporary table in the memory. Then we can give the name of the collection, that's this table I'm mentioning. Let's call it call tasks. I always call it call something just to make it easier to understand that's a collection. And then I add a comma and the row that I'm going to add to it. Anytime that we have a row or a record, meaning we have more columns, we have curly braces, and then we have the name of the columns inside it. In this case, I want to have one column called task text, and then I put the value. Right now, I will just leave empty strings because I need to go back and remember the name of my inputs. And then I want to have the task status. That's going to be a true or false. Let's put true by now, so we can see the structure of it. So we call the collect call tasks, that's the name of my temporary data storage, let's say. And then we have two columns, one that's the text and other that's the status. Now I just need to get the information from the real inputs. This one, let's call it txt task text. And this one is a checkbox, so chk test status. Now, going back to the button formula, I will add those names in the correct places. Here is going to be the txt task text dot value, and here is going to be the chk task status dot checked. I misspelled it, I put tests, so I go back and rename it to task status. Now it will already reflect in the formula, so I don't need to go back and fix because it already fixed itself. Now what's going to happen is that when I click on the add task button, it's going to call the collect function and insert in that collection. I'm not seeing it here yet because I didn't add to the app. But if I go here to this side panel and I go to variables, I can see all the variables here. Even the variables that I created in the previous lesson, the global variables, the local variables, and the collections. Here in the collections, I see that I have a table with one row. I can click on View Table, and I'll see that I have here task status and task text. If I add another one, for example, empty the trash can and mark as completed and click on Add Task, now I'm going to add a second row to this collection. We can see code tasks here. I can click on View Table and then I'll see the 2 rows in this collection. So every time I click on the button, I'm adding a new row to this in-memory table, let's say. Well, I could display it in a nice way, but that's the goal for the next lesson. And for that I would use a gallery. We are going to learn in the next video. Then, to make it quicker now, I'm going to insert a table. This visual can show also data and it's quicker. It's not that flexible to format how I'm going to display, but I inserted a table and now in the items property, I'm going to find the collection, or I will go to the items property here and type call tasks. Now I will click on it and go to the edit fields property and add the 2 fields that I want to show, the task text and the task status, and click on add. This will show you my tasks inside a table. So now I can visualize in real time what I have in my collection. It makes it easier to understand. For example, if I want to add a new task, let's say water the plants, unchecked, add task. Now I have it here in the collection because this is linked to the collection. If I keep clicking in the button, I'm going to add more and more tasks, repeating what's in here. So of course, as you improve your understanding in Power Apps, you can improve this code. For example, when you click here, after adding this row to the collection, you already saved this data, and now you can clear the inputs. So you can put a semicolon and call the reset function to reset the inputs. So txt task text, another semicolon, and let's reset the chkey task status. So now every time I add a new task, I clear the inputs so I can add a new one. Well, now if I click again, since I didn't block this button because these ones are empty, I will add a blank row. That can also happen. Now I'm going to click on add task. We see a blank row here because right now I didn't put any condition to lock my button while I didn't type anything. We can also clear all the data from a collection, the function clear. So for example, I'm going to insert a button and let's put in the text clear data. The icon is going to be the trash can, the delete. And then in the onSelect, let's put clear and put the name of the collection, call tasks. Now if I click on this button, it's going to empty my collection and delete all the records. So I'm going to lose them completely. Clear data, now it's empty. I can start adding from scratch. We also have the ClearCollect function. If I call ClearCollect instead of collect, every time I click here, I'm going to clear the collection and then add a new row. So every time I'll have one row because all the others are going to be deleted. Well, right now is not very useful for my example, but keep in mind that you can also do that, since sometimes it's important for you to clear what's in there and add new fields. Right now, I'm just adding items to a collection, but keep in mind that's possible to edit, remove one specific items, or update several items at once. Those are more advanced scenarios and you will learn once you progress in the course, because you can treat a collection as you treat a data source in your app. You can do data operations in your collection in the same way as you would do with a SharePoint list, a database table, and so on. I mentioned earlier in the lesson that to display data or a way that you can customize more. And this is one of the pillars of Power Apps, in my opinion, because you will always display a table of data, a list of records. And the control that helps us do that is the gallery. And we are going to see it in the next lesson. So see you in there. For you that's here on YouTube, thanks for watching. This lesson is part of a complete course that you can follow and learn from scratch. Or even if you already know Power Apps, you can watch it to remember stuff or to see how I do and get some good practice tips during the lessons. I will leave the link in the pinned comment. If you learned something, please like, comment, and subscribe so you can help me create more free content here on YouTube. Now I will leave a recommended video for you. See you in the next lesson. Bye.